Hello, and welcome to the NAMIC Leadership Seminar graduation for the July 2024 cohort. We are delighted and grateful that you would take the time to join us as we celebrate 34 phenomenal individuals who have done some incredible work, not only over the last few days, but over the last month when we officially kicked off this session. I am Dr. Juanita Daly, and I have had the immense privilege of serving as the lead facilitator for this session. What a pleasure it has been to get to know the remarkable members of this cohort. In addition to their impressive professional accomplishments that led them to be selected for this program, I've also learned we have a very talented group of parents, kids sports coaches, world travelers, adventurous and outdoorsmen, nature lovers, fish tank enthusiasts, and a 100-mile marathoner. Two of the members of our cohort learned they were both from Sierra Leone, and for at least a quarter of our cohort, English is their second language. And to top it all off, one of them is celebrating a birthday with us today. Happy birthday, Jose. It is my practice to begin with gratitude, so please allow me a moment to express my personal thanks as we get underway. This cohort heard from several remarkable speakers, some of whom are joining us today. So thank you to Ms. Tina Dyer, Dr. Martha Miller, Mr. John Kabara, Dr. Randall Pinkett, and Dr. Jeffrey Robinson for your deposit of knowledge, wisdom, and inspiration. An undertaking like this requires organizational expertise as well as a genuine spirit of excellence and service. So it is with deep appreciation that I acknowledge the tireless work of Ms. Stephanie Snyder, who kept this seminar and all of us running smoothly. This leadership seminar would not be what it is without the enthusiastic participation of our graduates. And thank you for your energy, vulnerability, humility, generosity, wisdom, and humor as you engaged with us and one another. Your presence made this seminar what it was, especially as you supported and celebrated one another. Shortly, we will hear from several of you who will represent this cohort by sharing your experiences and lessons learned. And afterwards, we will acknowledge all of our graduates and present a few of you with some special awards before we conclude our time. I want to thank the National Association for Multi-Ethnicity in Communications for their steadfast commitment to educating, advocating, and empowering and leading the charge and the change for multi-ethnicity diversity in the communications industry. This is in part due to the amazing work of exceptionally talented warriors like NAMIC Program Associate Amy Kemp and NAMIC Chief of Strategy and Programs, Anne-Marie Burton, who I am pleased to introduce and hand the program over to. Anne-Marie, hello.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Daly, for that outstanding introduction. I am so deeply honored to congratulate and welcome our NAMIC Leadership Seminar graduates today, and to all of you who've joined us today to support them. As Dr. Daly just alluded, we are graduating 34 aspiring leaders from Comcast NBCUniversal, from Paramount, Disney, and ESPN Media Networks, Charter Communications, and TV One. These exceptional individuals have successfully completed a week-long journey of immersive discovery of skills that some needed to sharpen and others that have been acquired. And all this could not have been done without the outstanding faculty and our partners at BCT Partners. So thank you. I want to, first of all, thank you, Dr. Daly, for a fantastic job leading us this week and leading all the faculty into what has been an inspiring and life-changing program. The NAMIC Leadership Seminar Program brings top talent, both academics and practitioners from all walks of life and across the country, to create what I would call an unparalleled leadership development experience. And I think a lot of our graduates can attest to that. We're also very grateful to some of the faculty that may not be here, but go into the intricacies of putting it together. Dr. Deli has mentioned all the faculty. I also want to recognize Amy, who is my right-hand person at NAMIC, to everybody who applied, to all the individuals that support our graduates today, to the companies that support their growth by paying for them, by nominating them, by identifying them and encouraging them to apply. Thank you. As many of you know, applying for a NAMIC Leadership Seminar does not guarantee acceptance. So to everyone who's graduating today, you deserve to be here. And I think this week has proven that to each and every one of you. I want to thank all our graduates for their engagement, for their vulnerability, for being present. This is a highly accomplished group of individuals, and to watch them be willing to learn and immerse themselves in a really highly engaged virtual experience was awe-inspiring to many of us who do this work. So to our graduates, your kind remarks and heartfelt takeaways have really moved me. Thank you. Now, as we reflect on our journey together, I want you to remember these things. There is so much unexpressed potential in each of you. Embracing all of these dimensions is the power you each hold. Remember that in our busy lives, important things can sometimes go unseen. So what do you need to do in order to truly see? Not just today, but every day. As John Kabara said, paint your own canvas. I really wish we could be doing this in person so that I could thank you for being you. Thank you for your experience and your contributions that have made this week worthwhile. And most importantly, we know you had so many choices of places you could go get your professional development from, but you chose NAMIC. So thank you for partnering with us on this incredible journey. On behalf of NAMIC, thank you for trusting us to help you grow and transform your career and your life portfolio. We look forward to our continued partnerships. Now, in a few minutes, you'll hear from 6 cohort representatives sharing their takeaways from this week. These individuals were selected by their peers to represent their shared experiences. Friends, you're in for a treat. Congratulations once again. And to our graduates, well done. Dr. Deli.
Thank you, Anne Marie. And at this time, as Anne Marie alluded to, now we are going to hear from our graduates who have been selected by their peers to represent them to share their experiences for the week. And so we have with us today Jason Aldridge, Rodney Vaughn, Michelle Green, Vincent Voldy, Erica Goodman Huey, and David Moran, who will all share their experiences in that order. Jason, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Dr. Daly. If it's okay, would we be able to share screen for just a second?
Absolutely.
All right. Wonderful. Well, first off, yes, thank you so much. My name is Jason Aldridge, and I have the honor of being able to represent this wonderful team of thoughtful and insightful leaders and sharing with you all some of our insights from this incredible learning journey this last week. In many respects, this week has felt like an experience similar to climbing a mountain. For those that have ever had that experience, it is one of many ups and downs. Many start off their journey and thinking, it can't be that hard, or I'm already where I need to be. I don't need to do anything different than I'm doing today to accomplish the task at hand. But as the journey begins, the reality of your own opportunities and shortcomings begin to be realized. We're grateful to wonderful Sherpa leaders who have guided us on a journey of introspection, reflection, and learning, who have opened our eyes to our opportunities and helped lead the way to better leadership, with resources that allowed us to see beyond what we thought we knew and to be able to climb to greater heights. Over this last week, our team has gained new vistas when it comes to seeing our own strengths and how we can use them to handle difficult situations while being true to who we really are, knowing that we each bring value and talents in our own unique way. We've learned the importance of building and maintaining a wide range of networks, both within our normal working environments, as well as outside of those that we would daily look to. We're focused on maximizing those networks and utilizing willing mentors to provide us invaluable feedback that can help us gain perspective to push us to greater heights. We also recognize the importance of passing forward all that we've received to make sure all within our influence have the ability to speak up and be heard themselves. We commit to doing this through transformational listening and by engaging with true kindness towards our leaders and those that we lead. We realize that our careers are our own, and that by expanding ourselves to be groundbreaking strategic problem solvers versus just those who maintain the course is how we'll create impact and make a difference. We learned today of the incredible importance of identifying our life portfolio and embracing what makes us happy and making sure we fill our self needs while working to serve others. Finally, we've learned to be confident yet humble, armed with a clear pitch of our worth, and strengthened to know that by believing in ourselves, there is nothing that we can't do. We know that the mountain we've climbed this week is only one of many that we will climb in our careers, and that this is only the beginning of what is to come in our continued leadership journey. But thanks to this journey, we know we can summit upcoming difficulties, push ourselves to go beyond what we thought we could before, and make a bigger difference for our teams and those around us, especially to those who will look to us and help in climbing their own career ladders. We leave this week a little stronger, a little wiser, and armed with the desire to make our teams more empowered so that we can all summit whatever may come our way. Thank you all so much. With that, I'll turn the time over to Rodney. Rodney, over to you.
Thank you. My name is Rodney Vaughn. I am a producer at ESPN with live events, specifically working on our NBA project. I first want to say that I'm extremely happy to have been part of this July NAMIC leadership seminar. It's just been incredible. I'm going to share my screen in just a moment, but I want to give a quick shout out. We were put into groups, and I had an incredible group of guys to work with this week. Just shout out to Jose Munoz, Jackson Payne, Patrick Tucker, and Eric Winton Gardner. Just incredible week for me. So what I want to do is kind of just share with you, there was a question I had when I started this week about, how do you grow leaders? And you grow leaders by pouring knowledge into them. And this week, all of the graduates have had so much knowledge being poured into them. Started with day one, and Dr. Juanita Daly helping us to define what our strengths were, making sure we use those strengths every day in our jobs, helping us to overcome work limitations and don't downplay your accomplishments. On day two, I think our seed started to grow a little bit, and Dr. Jeffrey Robinson, showed us the importance of networking, valuing mentorship, and also making sure you select the right mentor as well. As we the middle of the week, you could see our leads in the whole group and the cohort start to grow. And we started to recognize with the help of Tina Dyer that recognizing and appreciating your team is very, very important, along with effective communication and transformational listening, which we just heard about as well. As you see, as we went through the week, if you look at that visual there, our roots really took place, and it's becoming a strong plan, and the executive presence and making sure you knew how to do an elevator pitch, your personal branding, and just being more visible, along with organizational savvy. Dr. Martha Miller helped us all to realize those things. And then today with John Corbora, just helping us to, once again, build a total life portfolio, learn to have more meaningful connections, and just to be present, and all of that basically leads to what I would say is just NAMIC leaders in full bloom. And I want to congratulate all of the graduates here today. And with that being said, I'll pass this on to Michelle Green, who's next.
Thank you, Rodney. So hi, everyone. My name is Michelle Green. And I first want to start off by extending a heartfelt thank you to my Group 2 members, Brandon, Niv, Okai, Deandra, and Michael, for just being each other's sounding board at the end of each day, for being who you are, and just being those missing pieces to each other's puzzles, but also for volunteering me as tribute to speak for the team, so thanks. For the past few days, we learned that the secret and key to really uniting a group of 34 industry leaders is chicken wings, tea, and Zumba. So who would have thought that? It's just really the little things in life, for real. But no, seriously, our time together as a cohort has been eye-opening, and I'll be speaking on behalf of Group 2 today. So we really realized that we were in different stages throughout the program, a stage of growing, a stage of sowing, and also of glowing. So growing, as we started this journey, we were like seeds, planted in that fertile soil. So whether you're in Colorado or Chicago or New York, I'm sure you heard the term, the rose that grew from the concrete. So that was really our team. We were eager to absorb every bit of knowledge and insight shared with us. Each session nurtured our growth as leaders, really challenging us to really stretch beyond our comfort zones with networking, our executive presence, and really embracing those new perspectives. And then it was sewing. So this was about that self-reflection being a big part of this stage. So as the days progressed, we began to sew the threads of wisdom and experience into really our fabric of our leadership practices. We learned to create a space of accountability for the legacies and the imprints of our companies, really ensuring that our actions today resonate positively in the future. And remember, as one wise person once said, don't fake it till you make it, but fake it until you become it. And also, last but not least, glowing. So now as we stand here today, we're glowing with a newfound understanding of confidence. We stand in intention and truth in our work, guided by the principles of integrity and purpose. We've shifted our thinking from transactional to transformative, ready to make the lasting impact in our organizations and communities. So these stages of growing, sowing, glowing have really defined our journey in this seminar. And they remind us that leadership is not a static state, but it requires, a continuous learning and adaptation. So to my fellow cohort, let us carry forward the lessons learned and the connections made. Let us continue to grow, sow, and glow as leaders who inspire and innovate. And remember, they're not like us. So I'll pass it over to Vincent.
Thank you so much, Michelle. My name is Vincent Verdi, Finance Manager here at Comcast, and I am truly humbled and privileged to speak on behalf of my fantastic Group 4. So when we started this journey, we were excited, but we didn't really know what to expect about this leadership program. Some of us had trouble with the BCT website. We had to complete the standard assessment, and we had to embark on this journey. And thanks to Dr. Daly, we were able to rediscover our strengths, especially with a standard mind map. We discovered new names to define our leadership styles. Some of us were stimulators, others were influencers, others creators. And we learned the power to lean on our direct report strengths by identifying the key strengths that they bring to the team. On day 2 in our journey, our group became a little more rounded. We knew what to expect, and we started to build better connection with one another. We opened up to each other, we shared our story, and we started to appreciate the greatness in the room. Dr. Robinson taught us how to increase our cultural, human, and social capital by making our network group more diverse, by reactivating or reaching out to individuals outside of our circles, by building a competitive advantage when we bridge gaps. And we learned the power of having a mentor that will give us an innovative development and a unique competitive advantage. Day 3, while we thought we knew it all, we learned how to become better inclusive leaders with the power of transformational listening. We learned that with our ears open, with our hearts open, and our mouths shut, we learned the secret of giving the gift of our attention without judging. If people feel trusted and engaged, the sky is the limit on what we can achieve. And there is so much power here. Day 4 and today, again, while we thought we knew it all, Martha and John completely flipped our career world upside down by challenging us to be more strategic in what we do with great executive presence. We learned the power of the elevator pitch beyond the elevator and how to foster the relationship. Individuals definitely perform better when you give them a sense of purpose by belonging to a project bigger than themselves. And John challenged us that in life, if you face option A or option B, and if you don't like them, then create yourself option C. So I'd like to give my own awards to my own team, and I want to acknowledge my team contribution here. Reggae, thank you so much for not being afraid to share an opinion. Thank you for allowing to see what we had missed, and above all, sharing wonderful examples for the movie industry. Kimberly, with you, I not only met someone doing similar work than I do, but I also connected with a friend. Terrence, your executive presence during our session was truly phenomenal. You made our group conversation so natural. And Jay and Andy, thank you for sharing from both your personal and professional experiences. Thank you for sitting in our group and amazing us with your perspective. So on that note, I am filled with honor and emotion as I think about the people and the incredible journey that this has been over the last 5 days. And as John Kobara said, let's wake up, let's be present, let's see, and above all, let's be seen. And now back to you, Erica.
Thank you so much, Vincent. I really appreciate that. I'm Erica Goodman-Huey, and I'm a deputy editor at ESPN. First, I want to start by thanking my group, the mighty Team 6, Pete Cuppen, Brian Shue, Brandon McElroy, and Teresa Powers. You all inspired me daily and reminded me that leading authentically will always yield the best results. I'm so proud to represent you all. And to our instructors, thank you so much for providing us the tools to help our big dreams become just a little more concrete. But to sum up this week, I'd like to offer a quote from author Mark A. Cooper, who famously said, "Life has no remote. Get up and change it yourself." And because we all work in media, it just seemed fitting. From day one, Dr. Juanita Daly reset the way we view leadership. In our first T session, Team 6 had several light bulb moments, a few of them being that showing up authentically in our personal and professional lives always translate, and that authenticity often yields the best results. Yes, it takes bravery to be authentic in the workplace, but it always shines through. Additionally, Team 6 discussed how we rethink performance reviews. We should leverage strengths rather than leading with weaknesses, because as we learned this week, kudos goes a long way. It builds confidence and inspires the best in your teams. There were other highlights like Dr. Robinson providing us the tools to network efficiently and authentically. Again, it's all about doing it authentically. While Tina Dyer helped us dial into the power of listening, and Dr. Martha Miller reminded us to stand in our power. And while John Kobara reminded us to rise up, show up, and reveal our best selves. The tools provided this week will prepare us for the rest of our careers. We are now well equipped to bring out the best in ourselves and in our respective organizations. Lastly, I'd like to close with my team again. Teresa, Pete, Brian, Brandon, I couldn't have asked for a better crew. We dug deep, we laughed, we kept it real, so thank you so much. That's all I can really say, except for let's hope we keep this party going, and I'll send this over to Dave.
I think it's a great privilege to go last, and I'm happy to be able to riff off everyone here. I want you to call me Dave always, everyone here. A friend once described me as an anomaly and disquietude. I'm not going to tell you my title. Sometimes I'm the peace inside the silence. I'm trying to make that more often. We had some trouble deciding on a proper name for our team. The finalists were Transformers and They Not Like Us. So shout out to both Michelle and Kendrick. By the end of this, we started talking to each other the way I do with my family and close friends. I am going to keep this movement going. Asi, Cato, Joaquin, Demetrius, Grizz, and Brian, I want to thank you for giving me the priceless gift of truly being listened to. So we will play to our strengths. We will embrace our individuality and use it as a foundation for everything else. We are awake now to the importance of perception and cognitive bias. We will prioritize building and growing human beings. We will incorporate all these learnings into our daily practice. This part of our journey gave us a new lens on ourselves and on others. Regular one-on-one check-ins are coming, just like that last Game of Thrones book. The check-ins are more likely to happen than the last Game of Thrones book. We will expand our networks with specificity and purpose. We will have mentors who have a personal stake in our success. We will be mentors with a personal stake in the success of those we mentor. We will be intentional in seeking out these relationships. We will show up, stay present, and we will take names. People will see us shining. They will take our names home with them and spread these positive vibrations. We'll be listening without our own agendas, listening without building our self-absorbed replies. We will find peace within the silence. And we will be intentional in increasing our presence as our true selves, not as our career identities, not as our titles, not as our degrees. So differences in experience, perspectives, and strengths make our compound efforts so much more powerful. And with that, I know I didn't come anywhere near 2 or 3 minutes, but I'm going to pass the mic back to one of my newest heroes, Dr. Juanita Daly. And again, I thank you all.
Thank you all so much to Rodney, to Michelle, to Vincent, to Dave, to Jason, Erica. You all were phenomenal in what you were sharing. And I personally am so moved by the insights that all of you shared. Thank you so very much for the incredible insight that you shared with each other in your T groups and with us in this collective group. And so with that, I am so pleased to present our graduating cohort class. please feel free to put some emojis or emoticons and some claps to all of our graduates just to congratulate them. Thank you so much for all of the encouragement that you have shared in the chat. I am sure that they are so very pleased and moved by everything that has just been shared. And so with that, we also have some very special awards that we want to present to some of the graduates. And with that, I am going to turn it over to Amy.
Thank you, Dr. Daly. I want to begin from a place of gratitude because that's what we have been talking about all week. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of an exceptional week. You don't know what really makes me tick, but I'm here to tell you in these final moments of this week together that you are the ones that do that. And one of the ways that I get to practice kind of building the fire myself or fanning my own flame is to sit in the background and look for those individuals who I see as being just irreplaceable in this cohort. Now, I don't want to suggest that I couldn't give an award to all 34 of you because I promised that I could, but I decided to pare that down just a little bit. And so I'd like to begin with the first award winner. This particular award winner seemed to be one of those who just wanted more. Have you ever run into those folks who are hungry for more, always hungry for more time in the breakout groups, more questions to be asked? Can we have just a few more minutes with that presenter? Even we found out more items in her cart on Amazon Prime Day. And for all of the cohort members, I just gave this one away. I had to create the award name The Insatiable Aussie for Aussie Kona because she just wanted more. And I appreciated the hunger you had every single day that you came. My second award. You know those individuals who are, as leaders, the ones that come into the room and raise the energy level. In fact, they almost seem as if they serve from an elevated place, and they're constantly bringing people along with them. I watched at least one of those in this cohort this week. You see, I learned on day one that it was, in fact, his drone experience that gave him such a perspective. I found out also that he'd learned little tricks along the way, like the candy dish in his office, or the fact that when you participate in the wellness breaks in a glass office, you draw people unto yourself. So I want to give today the Mr. Elevator Award to Tony. Thank you for raising the energy every day. We appreciated you. My next award. All right, I'm going to date myself, but I think it's really good in this particular instance. I'm old enough to remember an ice cream truck that would drive through the neighborhood. On a summer day, it would feel better than the cold fire hose that you probably think you've been under this week as you've gotten information. It would be better than that to just have one bite of ice cream, right? It was such a tasty treat, and it felt so good. And everyone in the neighborhood could appreciate that when they heard the ice cream truck coming. And they'd run to get their coins, and they'd stand at the street corner, and they'd wait until it pulled up, because inside was some good humor. You know, the kinds of candy and ice cream bars that come together, you know, the candy on the outside, ice cream on the inside, everything about it was a sweet treat. We had a good humor truck come through our neighborhood this week, and it was staffed by 3 individuals, Jose, Nick, and Brandon. You get my good humor award. You brought a lot of joy to the neighborhood this week. There were lots of times you caused me to smile with your wittiness and your humor. Thank you so much. And I want to just point out that Comcast, you're doing something right, because these individuals bring their whole self and enjoy life together. And I watched that happen, and they're all 3 working for you. Congratulations. All right, I want to move on to the next award. We learned from this individual that she'd gone back to maybe a childhood passion of hers fairly recently in her adulthood. She was returning to martial arts, as a matter of fact, and I thought, that bears out in this week, as a matter of fact, because I've seen her be kind of stealthy, almost ninja-like in her moves, because I watched the chat, and she would put a heart or a like or a comment or a kudos or an encouragement time after time after time. She was so active, but not always in ways that everybody could see, only those who would benefit from those kinds of comments. So I want to say thank you, Teresa, for being the person that I saw in the background. I see you, and I know your employer sees you too. Congratulations to Charter Communications, who has a rock star working for them in that capacity. Last but certainly not least, leadership takes team building. And I watched one particular individual who clearly took that responsibility to heart. If I could capture all the times that I heard him say, my team, my team, my team, I think I would be able to fill a notebook, because he thought as a team leader and a team builder all the time. And we learned little ways that he made this kind of team building, this kind of synergy happen. I think you'll appreciate this when you see the slide more, as a matter of fact. Demetrius, you are my Synergy Sensation Award winner. And we know how you do it now. Wisdom, wit, and wings. Thanks for the tip. I think everybody's going to take something back with them. It's been my pleasure to be with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Anne Marie, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, amazing. Our hearts are full. I really mean that in every sense of the word. You've given us the gift of your time, the gifts of your talent, the gifts of your wit, the gifts of your humor, the gifts of reflection. I'm sitting here thinking, David, do you write poetry? Did I miss that whole part as well? That was just phenomenal, everybody. To everyone who's joined us today, thank you. What you see exemplified here is one of our many programs. NAMIC has numerous executive leadership programs. Thank you for trusting us by sending these amazing leaders to us. And we hope that you will sign up more. We hope that more of you will consider joining our programs. Go on our website, take a look at what we have to offer. I am so proud to be a part of an organization that's creating dynamic, inclusive leaders within our industry. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you to our outstanding faculty and to our graduates. Congratulations. Now let's play the marching song. Congrats, everyone. Congrats to our partners. Thank you all.